Hi, it's Friday night, the 18th of December, and day 352 of my journey to business alignment. Today's Living the Dream experience was a little different than the ones I have mentioned so far. Today's Living the Dream experience, being able to speak with Edwin today about the step lesson protection issues that I came across. Like I mentioned last night, it's been more than a week since I spoke with him about the issue I'm having. Since he set the first two lessons up, I didn't want to try and explain everything to a brand new Entreport rep on a chat. So I was just trying to get on the other Zoom call with him to help me get it fixed. Well, I was able to jump on a call with him today. Like I said last night, he was available today. I don't want to talk about the negative part because all in all, it ended up being a positive experience. So I'll leave it there. So I'll just say that Edwin said the bottom line to this little issue is that there must be a glitch or bug in the system because he had never ran into this specific problem before. And he said, I've done this a lot. He said he will work on it personally and get it fixed with the higher up text that he has to reach out to, and then he'll get back with me. So personal attention is a good thing, right? And I hope to hear from him come Monday morning or sometime on Monday. We'll see how that works out. Now, let me say what my power statement was for this morning. I'm going to keep working on finishing the next few tasks on my remaining task list until they're all done or until I run out of time for the day. So here's my to-do list for today, right here. Got them done. Bam, so exciting. I also had some extra to-do list that I did. It's a busy Friday. And here's another set I finished up. I'm done. I also wrote out some goals. So I'm going to wad that up because here's what I did. I finished typing the goal sheets right there. And then I had some additional things I called designing my amazing life for 2021. And there's several pages. There's questions. For example, who am I now? Who do I want to become more of? Why do I want to be and do these things? What trait would make the biggest difference in my life going forward? What's more of would do this for me and for me? What is my destination for 2021? What are the areas of my life I want to design? Etc. Question after question that I filled out and I'm doing here. And then I wrote down a fun thing called success. I just want to read a little bit of it. Success is a science. If you have the conditions, you get the result. Oscar Wilde. What are the laws of success? Well, he said that depends on each one of us. More specifically, it depends on how we think. Success is an ambiguous word for a reason. It means different things to different people. For some, success is wealth. For others, money is nothing more than a tool. Consider Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel was a Swedish chemist, engineer, inventor, businessman, and philanthropist. He held 355 patents and accumulated vast sums of wealth. When he died in 1896, most people, including his family, were shocked upon learning that he willed the majority of his fortune into a trust. The Nobel Prizes were born. Anyhow, it goes on for several pages. Fun article about success to get into my head going into 2021. So, my most important task for today was to finish setting up my step lessons with the help of Edwin once he'd get the bug worked out. Well, that was my goal. My fun task for today was to get a Fiverr rep to help me with getting the podcast system set up with Libsyn Provider Account, which is one of Apple's resource partners I mentioned and the one that I chose to use. And my exciting task for today was to show you that I finished typing out my goals, which I just did. So I've got them all ready for 2020. I'm sure I'm going to work on them and modify them and kind of tweak them between now and the 31st of this month. But that's exciting. Like I had last year, I have 4 main areas I want to develop and improve myself in. Those 4 areas of personal development. In the area of personal health, I have made the quality decision that come January 1st, I'm going to lose weight. And I said I would lose this year, but I didn't get around to it because it wasn't a quality decision. We have our Achilles heels, all of us do. And my diet is one of mine. But with my wife's help, who, by the way, is 135 pounds, she lost 60 pounds and is like a model now, and is what she calls in her maintenance plan and has been for 100 days straight. She uses a philosophy called bright line eating and has become an expert in it. So I'm hopeful that I can achieve my goal with her as my coach. See, having a coach is a true principle. We'll learn together about how her and my principles and belief systems match up for growing a business and also for losing weight. I think they'll match up nicely. For 2021, I also wanted to get 25 new clients in January, my first 25 clients, and then 50 in February and 75 in March. And then for the remaining 9 months, April through December, I want to get 100 new clients each month for a total of over 1,000 beginner entrepreneur clients by the end of 2021. For my other goals in the other 3 areas of personal development, I'm just going to renew what I said in them for last year. But due to COVID-19, I wasn't able to actually work on them like I wanted to in a normal way. It was a crazy year that kind of kept me hibernated in my home. I wasn't able to visit with friends in their homes or to do that. I suppose I could have jumped on a Zoom call, but it's not the same thing. And I did some of that, but visiting, having them come into my home or going to their home, breaking bread, go out to a date and a dinner date and a movie or whatever, that's what I wanted to do. I'm going to read more about the mind and how that works and thoughts and that sort of thing, and I'm excited about that. I know a lot about those topics now, but I want to continue to learn more. I want to refine all 4 areas before the end of the year, and will come back and share my final thoughts and goals for 2021 on the 31st, like I said. I'll also do my final overview for the month of December, and then I'll do one for the entire year on that same night too. It's going to be a busy day, the 31st. I really feel 2021 is going to be an even more exciting year of exciting experiences, struggles, and unexpected achievements than 2021 was. I'm really excited about it. So here's my end of the day success routine questions. Get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could you have done better today? Did you wake up and start strong? Yes. Did you start your morning with power, win the morning, win the day? Yes. Were you productive throughout your day? Friday was a great day. Today is a Friday and it was great. Did you get the most important things done? I'll talk about that. Did you move your goals forward? Yes, I did. Pieces into the portal of my mind through my actions of doing those tasks, brought them, manifested them into the world of the physical. That's how it works. Did you show up as the person you want to today? I showed up the person that would serve me best. And what about your personal time with Kathy? Were you present? Date night, Friday night, watched a fun movie together, had dinner. It was great. Next are my end of the day success routine accountability questions. Were you honest with yourself today, Marty, about your tasks? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made to yourself this morning? Well, this morning I promised myself that I would finish typing out my goals and even add a few questions to them, which I just showed you. I did that goal. Bam, done. I'll continue to refine them, like I said, until I have them exactly the way I want going forward into the new year. I also promised myself that I would get on a call with Edwin from Ontoport so he could help me get the step lesson videos protections all done. And I promised myself that I would connect up with the Fiverr rep to help me finish getting the Apple Podcast system and the RSS and Android buttons linked up properly so that they're working like I want them to. I kept those promises too. I had my call with Edwin, but I found out that there was an issue and there's going to work on that bug, like I said. And I also found and communicated with a brand new Fiverr rep that is very much so an expert in podcast setups and that kind of thing. And we're communicating back and forth now. But I didn't get to finish them as they both have more bugs to work out. But excuse me, I at least have good people working on them. And so I'm confident that we will get them done before this next week is out and done. And by the end of Friday, which is Christmas. So bam, done. Way to go, Marty. Persistence, it pays off. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new instant replay movies that were called up onto the screen of your mind? Well, this morning I watched my 5 must-see TV favorite 5 movies, and I watched a short instant replay movie clip of my step lesson videos all being protected by the Enjoy Your Step Lesson thank you page protections that he sets up on those. I've got those 2 done, and I'm trying to get the other 11 done, so a total of 13, and it's going to get done. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can I do better tomorrow? Even if the day goes sideways getting it done, you'd still feel like you accomplished something and were successful. Well, I'm still convinced that the one thing that I am focusing on, which is finishing up the remaining tasks left on my master list, is the best thing to do while I work through getting these bugs fixed and the step lesson protections all set up and the podcast set up. I'm doing all the other things, shrinking that list list done so that these are only 2 that are left. Once they're done, I will be able to launch my focus group campaign and get on with coaching. And like I said last night, I'm really, really close to getting there. I also need to get all the constant contact emails and landing pages set up and changed over in the Ontraport system so that it's all ready to go for that focus group and beyond. So I've got some work to do this coming week for sure, but I'm excited about it. Anyway, here's my power statement for tomorrow. It says, I'm going to keep working on finishing the next few tasks on my remaining task list, that master list, until they're all done or until I run out of time for the day. It's just task after task after task. Peace through the portal into the manifested world of physical. The next question of my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that you may have made today, Marty, that you can turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, I didn't make any mistakes, even though it seemed like it due to how the day went. Because I'm now relying on 2 techs to do their steps before I can do mine, I can't finish what I was hoping to get done by the end of Saturday, tomorrow. But that is often how things go when you have really no other choice but to rely on other people to do their job. All in all, today was a good day, though, without any failures or major mistakes. So, bam, way to go, Marty. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was being able to have all my goals done that I had control over, and my call with Edwin was the biggest one. He is now working on that bug, and he'll get it done, and then he can get back to me, and I'll be able to finish the other step, lesson video protections, and that task can be checked off. Done! My next end of the day success routine question asked me to rate my day's effort. I decided to give today's effort an 8. I worked at the speed of 8 today, which could have been a 10, but because Edwin found a bug and had to go and consult with higher ups in the technical world at his office, it slowed us down, and it slowed me down considerably, so I deemed it 2 points. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says if someone is doing better than we are in any area of life, it's simply because they have a better way of evaluating what things mean and what they should do about it. Isn't that interesting? For example, how we evaluate what you are doing to eat each night may determine the length and quality of our lives. Poor evaluations of how we raise our children can create the potential for lifelong pains. Failure to understand someone else's evaluation procedures can destroy a beautiful and loving relationship. Our goal then is to learn how to evaluate everything in our lives in a way that consistently guides us to make choices that produce the results we desire, the pleasure we desire, not the pain. Our challenge usually lies in the fact that we seldom take control of what seems like a complex process of decision making. We're responsible for steering our own evaluation procedures and therefore our destinies. We're responsible for our thoughts. We're responsible for our emotions. We're responsible for our actions. These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for. The law of evaluation, which says there are 5 elements of our evaluation system in each of us, each of which affects our evaluations. The mental and emotional state we're in at any given moment. That's number 1. Number 2 is the questions we ask ourselves in the moment. And number 3, the hierarchy of values we have at the moment in time. Number 4, the beliefs we have on all topics and situations. All that belief mapping. 5, the hodgepodge of reference experiences that you draw from and I draw from within our memory at the moment in time that we're experiencing it. In other words, what mapping calls up. These are the elements that affects our evaluations at any given moment in time. We have unlimited ways to organize our references into beliefs and rules and either empower or disempower ourselves at that moment of choice. In other words, the thoughts that automatically come to our minds versus managing those thoughts and being responsible for them at that moment determines our feelings and thus our actions and ultimately our results. We have response ability time, that dash between response and ability. We have the ability to respond as we choose. This leads me to the next thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for George Bernard Shaw, who said, men are wise in proportion not to their experience, but to their capacity for experience. Our core beliefs, our core values and rules are for ourselves create our pain or our pleasure. Our experiences, our references, in other words, are the effective choices we've made in our life to this point and will be that in the future. They make up our present philosophy of life. But if we are experiencing too much pain, we can change that. We can change our philosophy. We can change our plans so that we are driven towards pleasure instead of that pain. But we must come to believe that we can change our lives if we choose to think differently about our values, our beliefs, and our philosophies. Some experiences can be the catalyst for making that change. We might have a terrible experience in our life and we hate it, but it changes how we think about things, and that's good. I want to stop it here. I'm tired. I'm messing up a little bit. And so I'll be back here at my laptop once again tomorrow night, sharing my thoughts and my feelings and doing my video entry for the day. But until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.